Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the last stop on the road to Wrestlepalooza. This is Expiration Date. I am your host, Silver Spoon, joined as always by a man who has no expiration date. It's Captain Tim.
It's actually listed for 20XXXXX, so I'm gonna outlive all of you.
That's right, Tibbs, and we are, like I said, on the route to Wrestlepalooza, and it all comes to a head tonight at Expiration Date. And to start things off, Tibbs, we have got an amazing 3-on-3 elimination street fight between these men, the VWO, and the men who stole their tag titles at the Regal Rumble, the men known as the Wild-Eyed Southern Boys.
That's right, so the VWO, who's just been a dominant tag team of the year last year, 2019. They came in last year and they showed the JWF that they could take any and all until the Wild-Eyed Southern Boys came into the picture.
That's right. And speaking of that Tag Team of the Year award, that's really where this entire thing started. Because let's not forget, the man giving out that award was none other than the leader of the Wild-Eyed Southern Boys, the man known as Spider Lockhart. And before the VWO could even claim their award, Spider viciously attacked all of the members of the VWO, aligning himself with these two men by his side, Sam Adams, and of course the former JXT champion himself, Houston Longhorn.
Sills, I don't want to interrupt you. I don't mean to, but is that a scorpion on Spider Lockhart's singlet?
Now, in the back, he told me it was a spider. I don't know if he's a bit confused what he's doing. Just shoving the VWO right out of the way then, all right.
The VWO don't even seem to care. They're just as confused about that stupid scorpion singlet as I am.
Well, I mean, usually at this point in the introductions, the opponents would give who they're facing a little bit of a chance, of room to make their entrance, but the VWO giving them no quarter, just staying in the ring for their full entrance.
It's like they don't even care they're there.
That's right, Tibbs, and who knows, maybe they're going to try to make sure they're not there by the end of this match, because let's not forget, this is elimination rules. That means, say Griffin Clouds right there, who just got clotheslined by Sam Adams, say he gets pinned. That doesn't mean the VWO are out. You've got to defeat all three members of that team. And Tibbs, let's not forget, when it comes to elimination matches in the JWF, the VWO are probably one of the biggest names in the business for it.
Exactly, Sills. The VWO are, like we've said many times before, they're a family unit. They have known each other since birth. They are so cohesive, 100%. But they are in the Wild-Eyed Southern Boys territory tonight.
That's right. Now Sam Adams whipping one of your personal favorites, the Hammerman, into the turnbuckle, but Hammerman reversing, tossing Sam to the outside. Looks like Hammerman going for something big, picking up the Beer Man, and oh my God, just slamming him down onto the hardest part of the apron. And now it looks like Hammerman's got Sam on the outside. Unfortunately, Houston's being forced to roll out now, which means Spider Lockhart, a man coming out of retirement, is currently in the Lion's Den as Griffin Cloud sets up for it. The Under Vapor, a move that Tibbs, let's not forget, has won them several matches in the past. 1, 2, oh, and Spider kicked it out at 2, and you know that's got to frustrate Griffin.
It does, Sills, but hitting something like that so early in the match, it's gotta be hard to pin some of the most seasoned veterans like Spider Lockhart. I mean, Spider Lockhart, he's been through a lot more hell than this. And trying to pin him this early in the match, I think, is a mistake.
Well, I mean, you do have to remember, this is Spider's match. He's returning from retirement for one night just for this match. And you got to think maybe Griffin Clouds is trying to exploit the ring rust, exploit what's going on inside the mind of Spider Lockhart by hitting him with that big move early. But unfortunately, Spider proved to just be a little bit too clever for him.
That's understandable, Sills, but you gotta know Spider Lockhart. If you know Spider Lockhart like I do, you're gonna save him for fucking last, let me tell you something.
That's right. Meanwhile, we've got Griffin and Houston still fighting it out as Hammerman finally brings things back into the ring with Sam Adams. And let me tell you something, when it comes to these big matches, we usually see like attract like. As we can see, we've got the two powerhouses, Spider Lockhart and Justin Clouds going at it. We've got the two technicians in the form of Griffin Clouds and Houston. And now you've got the big men on campus, Sam Adams, going off probably the most successful member of the VWO, the Hammerman, who wisely avoids that elbow drop to the outside.
Exactly, Sills, because he is the Hammerman. He is the hammer of 1,000 truths, damn it.
All right, now wait a minute. Sam Adams whipping Hammerman into our announce table, just breaking the ribs across the edge of it. Don't know what Sam Adams could be going for. Inside the ring, Griffin Clouds with a massive under vapor once again. 1, 2. And Spider kicking out at 2 once again. And now at this point, I think they've unlocked some sort of secret mind of Spider Lockhart that's allowing him to kick out of all this.
I'll be honest, Sills, kicking out at 2 under vapors, 2 of those piled drivers that Griffin Clouds has perfected so miraculously. It is
wait a minute, Hammerman. Oh my God, a sobriety test from Sam Adams. Levels the Hammerman, sends him straight through our announce table, and then just unceremoniously tossing him into our ring post. And Tibbs, I know that mask is kind of blocking our view right now, but I think he's got the Hammerman bleeding.
Yeah, but look at the Hammerman. He was able to get straight back up, and there he goes, right up against Sam Adams again.
That's right, massive suplexes. Griffin with that beautiful neck breaker combination. And now Sam Adams, he's been forced to roll to the outside, meaning that the numbers game is once again in favor of the VWO as Griffin with a second neck breaker. And Tibbs, I'm sorry, but he survived 1, he survived 2, but I don't think 3 under vapors is going to be much for him to kick out of. 2, 3. Spider Lockhart, the first one eliminated, and Sam Adams, he came in, he tried to break up the pin, but unfortunately, now he's in there alone with all 3 members of the VWO, the most dangerous trio in JWF history.
And honestly, Sills, that is a major win for the VWO tonight. Getting rid of Spider Lockhart, getting rid of the mastermind, that could seal the win for him.
That's right, but big bulldog from the Hammerman levels Sam Adams. Meanwhile, in the ring, Houston's got Griffin backed up. Massive clothesline into the corner. Goes for a quick pinfall, but Justin Clouds immediately there to break it up.
Really smart move on Justin Clouds' part. Griffin is the mastermind for the VWO, so if Griffin was taken out, then they'd be at the same handicap that the Southern Boys are right now.
That's right. Meanwhile, it looks like Sam Adams going to the bar fight well as he's pulled out a bat. He's the first to take advantage of the street fight stipulation, going to work on the VWO, and just breaking the knee of the Hammerman.
Sam Adams, if he could use that bat to full effect, then it could completely change. Sobriety test.
Sobriety test once again. 1, 2, 3. Justin Clouds tried to break up the pinfall, but unfortunately he was just that second too slow, and it allowed Sam Adams to hit the pinfall, and now Justin Clouds is in the ring, and he is getting worked over by the tag team champions.
See, that's it, Sills. Both of the masterminds behind each of these teams have been knocked out of competition. That means that it's just up to these powerhouses. It's just up to these technical wrestlers. And it could be anybody's game right now, honestly.
That's right. And Justin actually whipping that bat away from Sam Adams and now putting him to work with it. And now Hammerman coming over to work on Sam Adams as well. You gotta think, these men, there is no love lost between the Hammerman and Sam Adams as they go at it. But oh my God, Houston breaking it up, but eats a spine buster for his troubles, Tibbs.
Sam Adams will be the guy that I'd go for first, Sills. Sam Adams, he's been in the JWF for longer. He knows how things work.
What? Wait a minute. Houston Longhorn off that spine buster has been eliminated. Sam Adams tried to break up the pin, but Justin Clouds just weared him down. He kept Sam Adams away. Sobriety test on the Hammerman from out of nowhere. 1, 2, 2 3/4. The Hammerman kicking out, Tibbs, and you know Sam Adams can't be happy about that.
Sam Adams can't be, but I can, because the Hammerman, it takes a lot more to put the Hammerman down than that, Sam Adams, you know that.
Oh, but wait a minute. Went for the back suplex. Sam reverses second. Sobriety test. Goes for the pinfall. 1, 2. Oh, Hammerman kicking out once again. And Sam Adams still focusing on the masked man, but turns around quickly before Justin Clouds can take any advantage.
Of course. It looks like the Hammerman he's got such a control of the match right now. I mean, his decision to bring in a bat has taken so much more control away from the VWO, who hasn't even pulled out any weapons so far.
That's right, but unfortunately Justin... Oh, wait a minute. Justin was setting up for that cumulonimbus powerbomb, but oh! I thought Sam Adams had reversed it, but instead walks into that hammer spin kick from the masked man. Now, let's not forget that cumulonimbus powerbomb is actually what allowed Justin to pin Sam Adams' teammate Houston on the latest episode of Monday Night War.
A very powerful powerbomb, as it were, but Sam Adams has got the bat again. That could be an equalizer.
But once again, Justin proving his strength, ripping it away, but oh my God, a big boot absolutely levels him, and a bulldog takes out the Hammerman. And now picking up Justin Clouds is Sam Adams, but wait a minute, Justin just tossing Sam Adams away, and oh my God, turnabout being fair play. A little bit of a Luthez press from Justin takes down Sam Adams.
That's right, so Justin Clouds is a complete powerhouse, but Sam Adams, he's a resilient guy like you see before you.
That's right, and he's picked Justin back up. Big shot to the face, massive clothesline. Hammerman comes in and eats a Luthez press for his troubles, Tip.
It seems Sam Adams, he has not taken the brunt of punishment in this match so far. And he's ready. He's the one that's the most able. And boom, sobriety test right there.
That's right, going for the pinfall. 1, 2, 3. And Tibbs, let's not forget Sam Adams. He's almost been a one-man wrecking crew in this match. I mean, he was the one to pin Griffin. He was the one to pin Justin. I mean, Spider Lockhart has preached this for months, that Sam Adams is truly the star of the Southern Boys. And this is a star-making performance he's putting on tonight.
I'll be honest, Sills, Sam Adams going blow for blow against the Hammerman. Oh, sobriety test.
3 in a row. The Hammerman bloodied, bleeding, and oh my God, barely kicks out. You can see he could barely get the shoulder up, only slightly rolling to his side to escape. And Sam Adams is furious, laying in the shots with that bat.
That's right, Sills. The Hammerman and Sam Adams have been going blow for blow tonight, but Sam Adams has that bat. He's just been beating the Hammerman mercilessly, and it's hard to watch, Sills, honestly.
But wait a minute, Hammerman reversing a clothesline, hitting a reverse suplex onto that bat. And then it's a massive senton. The Hammerman trying to mount a big comeback as he goes to the top rope. And who knows, could we see it? He's got a flurry of high-flying moves he likes to use from the top. And oh, Sam getting out of the way of the last minute from the double stomp. Picks him back up and then tosses him into the ropes. Oh, wait a minute, Hammerman going off to the outside. Sam Adams taking a moment to gloat. But unfortunately, I think that's just giving the Hammerman time to recover. Sunset flips him, goes for the pinfall. 1, 2, oh, Sam barely kicking out at 2.
But that's the danger. You let the Hammerman get a breather for just a second. That could be enough to do it.
It allows him to hit that big hammer boot. Sam Adams is down. Sam Adams is weakened, but he avoids the double stomps once again. Hammerman's got to hit something big at this point, because Sam Adams has been able to reverse every big move he's got, Tibbs.
That's right, Sills. Sam Adams, he looks like he knows the Hammerman very well at this point. He's scouted it, but the Hammerman looks like he's on track to hit something devastating right now.
That's right, going up for the, oh my God! He was going for the hammer leg drop, but at the last minute, Sam Adams pops to his feet, hits the elbow. 2, 3!
Oh, that's...
And Tibbs, with one well-placed strike, with one well-placed elbow, Sam Adams has secured for his team the JWF Tag Team Championship. But let me tell you something, it wasn't without a big fight from the Clouds clan.
You're right, Sills. That was a hard-fought battle. A lot of that Southern boys proved themselves, but honestly, it wasn't for Sam Adams grabbing that bat. The BWO didn't go for any weapons in the street fight. They didn't do anything like that. Sam Adams bringing in that equalizer.
Hello everybody, this is everyone's favorite commentator, Silver Spoon, here to remind you that after the show, to go to patreon.com/a-load-of-BS. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, remember, the JWF and all the other BS Network programs exist because of listeners like you, because of our lovely patrons over at patreon.com/a-load-of-BS. For the price of a cup of coffee a month, you can support the JWF. You can support them good old Fight Boys, fun fiction, a load of BS. You can support the entire network for just a few dollars a month. And of course, you get access to our exclusive Discord where you can help us make decisions. You'll get shouted out on a load of BS every single week. We got tons of perks waiting for you over at patreon.com/a-load-of-BS.
All right, Tibbs, we go from a match that was team versus team to this match that is seeing the implosion of a team as this man, Blake Tanner, comes out to fight one of his former teammates, the Dylan, for the opportunity to remain in the Dynasty alongside Scotty Moore.
They got Blake Tanner changing the aesthetic a little bit. He's back in the hat we haven't seen him in forever.
That's right, kind of a return to form for Blake Tanner tonight. We can only hope he carries it forward into this match that was actually created by Scotty Moore a few weeks back. I mean, in recent months, we've seen numerous arguments, numerous disagreements happening in the Dynasty, and let's be honest, it all started because of Blake Tanner. Blake Tanner losing his matchup against Mamoa Curry, a match where afterwards Scotty Moore attempted to cash in his cash in the bag briefcase, but before he could, Blake immediately took him out with a massive punch to the face, and the Dynasty hasn't been the same since.
Not at all, Sylvia. It's like Blake Tanner said, everything in the Dynasty is just fine and dandy until it hurts Scotty Moore.
That's right, Tibbs. And that is when it led to this man stepping in, the man known as the Dylan. A man who believes that a win for Scotty Moore would be a win for the entire Dynasty. And of course, him and Blake haven't been seeing eye to eye lately. A few weeks ago, Dylan attacking Blake Tanner after a loss to Felix Ball. It was, of course, a qualifying match to get into the Expiration Chamber match, which is going to be our main event. Dylan is attacking Blake, and then after that, Scotty was forced to make the decision to have this match, a last man standing match, where only one man can stay by Scotty Moore's side, and the other will be forced to leave the Dynasty for good.
That's right, so Dylan has been all in on the Dynasty. He wants to get those wins back. He wants to return to his former glory, and he sees the Dynasty as a way to do that.
That's right. I mean, let's not forget these two have both had very successful careers. The Dylan toppling one of the longest reigning JWF champions of all time, Mamoa Curry, toppling his reign. And then, of course, you've got Blake Tanner, the man who defeated Mamoa Curry's reign, the man who currently holds the title for the longest reigning JWF champion in history.
That's right, Sills. Who has defeated Mamoa Curry's reign, but who has not defeated Mamoa Curry himself. Very important description there.
That's right. Let's not forget, that was one of Blake Tanner's big arguments. That was what he was so upset about, is the fact that Scotty Moore and the Dylan, they both have beaten Mamoa Curry handily even in the past. The Dylan retired him at one point, and Blake Tanner still hasn't managed to get that victory over Mamoa Curry. But let's not forget, this is not the first time these two have met in a ring. The Regal Rumble last year, Blake Tanner, 2 years ago actually, Blake Tanner facing off against the Dylan, and what was an absolutely amazing match. But I don't think there was as much vitriol, as much hatred, as much personal business going on in that match as there is tonight.
No, Sills, these two are out for blood, and I cannot stress that enough. These two want to destroy each other. They want to kill each other in this ring tonight, if it means getting a win for the Dynasty.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Dylan was going high risk, but unfortunately very little reward as Blake Tanner rolls out of the way of those massive diving knees. Oh, and it looks like Dylan the first to take advantage of the fact that they can use chairs, but Blake immediately tossing the chair away from Dylan, going to work on the lower back and whipping him into the ring unceremoniously. And you got to think, on a larger opponent like that, working over the back, working over the core, that's going to be the wisest move. It prevents him from standing up straight. And a big bee sting from Blake Tanner is going to stop Dylan from standing up straight for a long time.
Oh, that's a good look, Sills. Blake Tanner, of course, this master of technical wrestling that he is. But I'm kind of worried, Sills. It seems he's a little unhinged. It seems a little off recently. He's just going for straight painful moves. He's going for straight offense, which is not really his bag.
That's right. Well, I gotta say, unfortunately, that painful offense, especially in the lower nether regions of a human, is the bag of the man known as the Dylan, who lays in that vicious upper dicker move, the move that's won him championships in the past. And he has got Blake Tanner laid out. Look, he is prepared if Blake Tanner stands up as he holds onto that steel chair.
Of course, if anyone is not able to match that count of 10, then they have lost this match.
That's right. That was one of Scotty Moore's big points in this. He's taught these men everything he knows, including how to use chairs like that. But as I was saying, he's taught these men everything he knows, which means that he has taught them how to get a quick pin, how to cheat their way, how to hold their tights. Scotty did not want a cheated victory. He wanted to see which of these two men was willing to put in the most work, who was willing to endure the biggest amounts of punishment to survive, which is, of course, why this is now Last Man Standing.
Which is what I find surprising, Sills. A couple of years ago, Blake Tanner and Scotty Moore, they had an Iron Man match at Wrestlepalooza, of all places. So you'd think that Scotty Moore would know how far Blake Tanner can go, but this is a very different Blake Tanner than was a few years ago.
That's right. And I mean, let's not forget, an Iron Man match, that kind of benefits Blake's technical style. It allows you to keep working around the ring, finding new, more clever ways to pin your opponent from before. A Last Man Standing match is entirely about brutality. It is about beating down another man, another individual, another human being until they cannot stand again. It takes a special kind of darkness to get to that place. And Tibbs, I'll be honest with you, I don't know if Blake Tanner's got it in him.
I'm not sure, Sills. I will say that the change in Blake Tanner very recently has made it seem like he's more capable of doing that. But judging on the past, he's been just a more technical wrestler. He cares more about outsmarting his opponents. So I'm not sure how he'll do in a straight hoss fight that a Last Man Standing match will be.
And Dylan leveling Blake Tanner with the super kick. And that takes that steel chair, just wedging it into the turnbuckles. What in the world has Dylan got on his mind?
It looks like he's just inflicting pain like the Dylan does.
Yeah, sending Blake Tanner's skull first into that chair, and he's bringing a second one into the ring. The Dylan just wanting to... Oh my God, Dylan, what in the world do you think you're doing, son? What are you doing? Oh my God, just crushing that steel chair over the skull of Blake Tanner. Tiz, I don't think that Dylan wants to just win this match. I think that Dylan wants to destroy Blake Tanner. And what in the... Oh my God! The Dylan The Dylan stealing Blake Tanner's signature move, the Blakeout, stomping his skull into the mat. Tibbs, he is trying to give this boy a concussion.
Of course, Sills, that's what's going to keep you down for the 10 count. It's that brutality that you mentioned earlier that the Dylan is so good at, but Blake Tanner with that silver bullet super kick.
That's right, Blake Tanner's been known for that super kick, being able to hit it out of nowhere to absolutely take down his opponents. And I honestly thought that Dylan was closing in on a victory right there, but Shibata, our referee, at a count of 7 now, and the Dylan still unmoving and barely getting back to his feet, but Blake Tanner quickly takes him back down.
That's right, Sills, that silver bullet, that's part of that technical mastery that Blake Tanner has, but still, you gotta wonder if it's gonna be enough. Blake Tanner, he lives and dies by the moves that he can scout, by the things that he can overcome, by the things that he can outsmart, and I don't know if you can outsmart the brutality of the Dylan.
Well, at this point, I honestly think there might be a shot at it. Because let's not forget, Dylan has just been wanting to put punishment on Blake Tanner in this match. It's almost seemed like he's not cared about the stipulation. Meanwhile, Blake Tanner, with every single move he hits, he gives Shibata, he gives our referee the opportunity to count to 10. He does not worry about inflicting more punishment. He's giving every move he makes, the opportunity to keep the Dylan down. But unfortunately, Dylan with a massive upper dicker levels Blake once again.
You know, you're right, Sills. Sometimes it could just be that one move that completely knocks your opponent cold. But when you're up against an offense as strong as the Dylan, I've got to wonder.
Blake Tanner with an upper dicker of his own levels the Dylan, sends the knee into the mat. Probably going to try to force the big man from being able to stand by taking care of the legs.
Turnabout is fair play, Sills, and that's what I love about this company.
And Blake Tanner going to the outside, immediately working over the Dylan, but unfortunately, the reach of the Dylan, those long arms, just allow him to hit strikes so much more efficiently than Blake Tanner can at this point. At this point, if I were Blake Tanner, you gotta get in, you gotta get close. You gotta get within range and go for some big body shots maybe to be able to take down the Dylan at this point.
Exactly, if you're Blake Tanner, you gotta put him in a position, maybe where you can hit a bee sting, maybe where you can set up for the Blakeout, or anything.
Well, I'll tell you one place I wouldn't be if I was Blake Tanner, and that is getting put through our announce table. Oh my God! That almost flatliner type maneuver, sending the skull of Blake Tanner just straight through the top of that announce table. And this isn't like soft wood. This is going to crack the skull of the former JWF champion.
That's right, and he went head first right through it, Sills. That's gotta hurt. That could put you down for a 10 count, but the Dylan is not letting up.
That's right. That's what I was saying. This might be the one advantage Blake Tanner is going to have in this match, is that the Dylan, despite however much punishment he wants to put this man through, he's gonna go for more moves. Look at this. He's calling for something big, picking up Blake on his shoulders. Total destruction once again, focusing on the skull of Blake Tanner.
I think that's got to be something that the Dylan has thought of. That's probably the Dylan's entire strategy. It's got to be the pain that he puts him through, the pain that he puts Blake Tanner through. I mean, that chair is covered in blood.
That's right. And at this point, you got to think: is this a personal vendetta, or is the Dylan just trying to prove himself to Scotty Moore that he can get the job done, show Scotty Moore the kind of vicious individual he can be in this ring, and why he should be part of the dynasty? Do you think that could be it?
You know, the Dylan's got a lot to prove. Blake Tanner, he's got such an impressive record right now that the Dylan has got to show that if he can beat Blake Tanner, that he is worth the time for anybody in this company to bear.
That's right. Of course, let's not forget, wins and losses count in this company. At some point, we looked Blake Tanner, 75% of his matches, if you turn on a Blake Tanner match, there's a 75% chance he's coming out of that thing with a victory. He is 10 times more successful than even our champion right now, Mamoa Curry, has been. And you gotta think that has put a fire under the Dylan's ass, who, shoulder tackles Blake down onto that steel chair. And you can see Dylan just mocking Blake Tanner, telling him to bring it, as he now, oh my God, backs up again for a second Blake out, this time onto that steel chair. The Dylan not letting up. He wants to continue the punishment, Tim.
Oh, but Blake Tanner reversing it from his own move. You gotta wonder, so sometimes when somebody hits their own move against you, you gotta hit yours back.
That's right, onto the head of that. Oh my God, the Dylan standing right back up, though, his face a crimson mask, but Blake Tanner doesn't care. Levels him with a second Blake out in a row, taking the Dylan down. And Tibbs, we might have a reunition of the greatest tag team in JWF history, the BS, come Monday Night War. But, unfortunately not if the Dylan has anything to say about it.
No, the Dylan getting back up from it. It's like he's got an amazing kind of resilience for this. He wants to beat Blake Tanner so badly.
That's right. I mean, let's forget the Dylan has never defeated Blake Tanner in a one-on-one match like this. Last time they faced off, we've talked about it before, Regal Rumble for the JWF World Heavyweight Championship, and the Dylan came up short that night. And he is trying to ensure he doesn't come up short tonight as he lays in the bat, but Blake Tanner with a kip up, but unfortunately just puts his skull in prime position for the Dylan to attack.
You gotta think how many times the Dylan has put Blake Tanner's skull to the test. He's hit it with a bat. He's put it into tables. He's put it into steel chairs, in the ring post itself. You gotta wonder how much Blake Tanner can hold up to that. Both of these men are so bloody, they're bleeding.
That's right. This is getting uncomfortable to look at. We actually have medical staff sitting on standby to take care of both of these men after this match is over. And oh my God! The Dylan just sending Blake Tanner spine first into the ring apron. And Tibbs, at what point do we gotta call this? I mean, these two men, they have been the most resilient men in this company's history. And I'll be honest, these two might fight forever at this point.
You know, Sills, honestly, I need men like that. I need men like that who can put on matches so grandiose as this one. And you see just Blake Tanner still trying to stand up, still getting put into a steel chair like that.
And the Dylan now working over the back, working over the ribs, just destroying Blake Tanner. But before he can do anything, he's calling for Blake to get back up, and Blake obliges. He was trying for another headshot, but Dylan reverses, goes back around, kick. And now both of these men know each other so well that Dylan getting drop kicked onto that steel chair. Broken metal just flying into the spine of the Dylan, who picks up the chair. But look at that, the Blake with a bat of his own. Both of these men going to work, but Dylan with another shot to the gut.
It's gonna be amazing. After all of this offense by the Dylan, Blake Tanner is still able to stand up at this point, honestly.
Oh, God, cracking the skull. Blood pouring down the face of the first ever JWF Triple Crown champion, Blake Tanner, who's now being picked up by the Dylan. And you can see the Dylan just trying to think of what kind of punishment he can put forward, but Blake uses the opportunity to reverse, sends him flying into our ring apron and down onto that chair, that constant in this match once again.
Neither of these men want to give up the victory. Neither of these men just want to lose at this point. This is given their all into it, but it...
Oh no. What in the world? Oh my God! Oh my God! The Dylan just crushing in Blake Tanner's skull. That massive boot of his sending his head flying into our metal ring post. You gotta think, in the Dylan's mind at this point, he knew he had to pull off something big. He knew he had to do something massive to Blake Tanner, and he did just that when he sandwiched the skull of the former tag champion between his boot and that ring post. And unfortunately, it looks like it is paying off as Shibata, at a count of 9, and there it is.
That is how far the Dylan is willing to go in this match, blood covering both of their faces. Shit.
And let's not forget, Tips, these two men were friends. I mean, the BS, they were a successful tag team, but they wouldn't have been complete if it wasn't for the Dylan initially joining them in the Fight Boys that eventually became the Dynasty. These three men, their careers, they've been tied to each other throughout their entire tenure here in the JWF, and the Dylan just willing to do that to a man he once considered friends. This man is unstoppable, Tibbs.
Hey everybody, Captain Tibbs here, Commissioner of the JWF, and I'm here today to tell you about merch.alodapurebs.com/fightboys, where you can find all of your great merchandise for the JWF superstars that you love the most. Here we have t-shirts, tumblers, whatever you could want, where you can support your favorite superstars. We have things like the Blake Tanner anti-underdog shirt. We have the Captain Tibbs shirt with my beautiful face on it. Something with the JWF logo. Are you a fight boy or a fight girl? Doesn't matter, we got shirts for them both. And of course, my favorite, the Fight Boys tumbler glass. You can put anything in it, even Captain Tibbs' special drink. Whatever you want, find it over at merch.alodapurebs.com and look for the Fight Boys section.
All right, Tibbs, and it is now time for our main event of the evening, which is, of course, the devastating, the deadly, the Expiration Chamber match.
I'm so looking forward to this, Sills, because you need a person like Guy Fieri, like our first entrant here, who can survive something as deadly, as unwholesome as the Expiration Chamber.
That's right, and let's not forget, Guy Fieri is no stranger to the Expiration Chamber match. I mean, ever since the inception of JWF, he's been in just about every Expiration Chamber match that we've had, Tim. Guy Fieri, he's never missed his spot in this match, and I had an amazing sit-down interview with him on the latest episode of Monday Night War, and he let me know, he told me that he wants to come home with this gold, not just for him, but for his family too.
I hope so, Sills. He's worth it.
That's right, Guy Fieri. Probably one of the biggest standouts this company's ever had. If I had to make a list of men who have never, who deserve but have never held a title in the JWF, it's Guy Fieri's top of the list.
And this guy's at the bottom.
This is definitely bottom of the list, I'd say, Tibbs. This dark, Cthulhu-ass rave demon. The man known as the Rat Boy Konnor.
This dancey boy who somehow was able to knock his former tag team partner out of the company. I don't understand this, Sills. I don't understand.
That's right. I mean, let's not forget, he might be an absolute glowing jellyfish abomination of a human. But, now I get you, Tibbs.
Yeah, it got me.
But he has been dominant in our ring. At the Regal Rumble, had a one-on-one match against his former tag team partner, Victor, a devastating match, and he ended up winning it. He is a brutal competitor in this ring.
These fucking millennials, Sills.
That's right, but we go from a man who's all about brutality to a man who's all about just being awesome. I mean, Tibbs, let me tell you something. I personally scouted this man back in JXT, and I looked around. I saw the champions. I saw the tag team. But one man impressed me more than anybody else during my tenure down at JXT, and it is this man, the Funk Master General himself, Funky Flossie.
And you know what, Sills? I'm gonna trust you in this because I like this guy so much. I think he could survive something as devastating, as horrible as the Expiration Chamber.
That's right, and let's not forget, Funky Flossie has not been shy to make enemies ever since debuting here in the JWF. Of course, his first week here in the company got into an argument with Houston Longhorn of the Wild-Eyed Southern Boys, two of them former JXT standouts. And then, of course, in recent weeks, we have seen there has not been much love lost between Funky Flossie and the Rat Boy Konnor. Rat Boy, of course, trying to throw around his weight. Rat Boy, one of the longest standing people we've had here in the company, kind of looking at the newcomer trying to throw his weight around. And we know that Funky didn't exactly like that, did he, Tim?
Not at all, Sills. Funky's ready to fight.
That's right, Funky getting out of the ring, getting prepared to enter his pod, but oh, you know, look at that, a little look of hatred, a little look of vitriol towards Rat Boy Konnor. We can see in the pod behind him. And now, of course, we already know Mamoa Curry, the champion, is going to be starting off this match. But let's see who the fourth man in the pod is going to be. And, well, Tibbs, it's a man. It's a man who you certainly have got no love lost towards. And it is, of course, the man known as Felix the Wrecking Ball. A man who has, true to his name, been on a wrecking warpath these recent months here in JWF. Of course, initially defeating the Hammerman, one of your favorites for the JWF Captain's Championship, then going on to face your son, Chuck Tibbs, in a match at the Regal Rumble, a match that unfortunately your son ended up being injured and is unfortunately on that injury list for 6 to 8 months, Tibbs. I know you cannot be a big fan of Felix Ball.
Sills, I've not been a big fan of him for a long time, and the fact that he hurt my son in that way, it gets me a certain way, Sills. It gets me that this man, Felix Ball, is in this match, and I had to put him in this match, and it just makes me angry.
That's right, of course. Let's not forget Felix winning his way into this match, defeating Blake Tanner just a few short weeks ago. But let me tell you something, Tibbs. If there's one man I think could stick it to Felix Ball, it is this man. He is the JWF World Heavyweight Champion. He is God of Law, God of the Sea. He is Mamoa Curry.
Who is, of course, just immaculate in everything. Look at him in his armor of the sea. He is ready to fight for Atlantis, and even though his JWF championship lacks some luster that he used to, because it might have been stolen by the Leviathan, he is ready to defend it with his own life if need be.
That's right, Tibbs. I mean, let's not forget, this man probably has the highest stakes of anyone going into this match. Because, of course, this is not the end of the road. This is merely a stop on the road to Wrestlepalooza, and whoever comes out of this victorious will have a main event spot against the man known as the Leviathan, the Regal Rumble winner, and the man who is, of course, Mamoa Curry's brother. And Tibbs, let me tell you something, the Leviathan might be one of the scariest men I've ever seen in this ring.
Exactly, Sills, but that's why I put all of these men in it. The scariest men that we have, the men that are most likely to defeat the Leviathan, even this man himself, who has... Sills?
That would be the JXT BS Championship. Let's not forget, this man, Fomo-San, he was the inaugural JXT, or Developmental Territory. He was the inaugural JXT BS Champion. And it looks like he kept it as a souvenir, Tibbs, as he comes down to the ring. And let's not forget, Fomo-San debuting at the Regal Rumble and has just been running roughshod over this company ever since.
He's honestly a terrifying presence, and I think that he stands amongst giants in this ring, but he stands as an equal.
That's right, I mean, let's not forget him, the master of the back suplex, utilizing that maneuver he refers to as the Rising Sun. You can see him facing off against Mamoa.
What?
Well, Mamoa went for a big shoulder tackle, and Fomo just struck him down, went for a big boot, but Mamoa reversed it. And you can see the god of the JWF looking a little bit confused now. I don't think he expected this much out of the man known as Fomo-San, who just tosses the champ to the floor. And then...
Fomo-San he claims he's a master of Zen. He is a master of understanding what it's like to feel no pain.
That's right. Well, it looks like no matter what Mamoa Curry does in this match, massive strike to the face. You can see Fomo getting right back up off of it and acting like nothing's happened. He feels no pain, but Mamoa Curry is going to try to make him feel some pain in this match, Tibbs.
Of course, Sills, this is what kind of match we're in for. This is a match where you have to stand up to gods themselves, to ethereal beings from the most nether realms of your imagination. And honestly, Fomo-San is standing up a lot better than I expected.
And then, went for a big drop kick. Mamoa ducks it, gets out of the way, picks him back up, and then, wait a minute, small package on Fomo-San. 1, 2, and kicking at it too. I honestly didn't think Mamoa would be the kind of person to pull out a pinning predicament like that this early in the match, Tibbs.
I think Mamoa has seen just how big of a threat that Fomo-San can be, honestly, Sills. Just no selling him. Just like knocking him down like it was nothing. You gotta see, that's a real opponent right there.
That's right, but you can see Funky Flossie. Of course, Funky and Fomo both coming from JXT, and Funky is very well aware of the power of Fomo-San. And I think if these men are gonna survive, they're gonna have to team up right about now, Tibbs.
I'd have to agree with you, Sills. Funky, technical master in his own mind. Once again, he's another type that is willing to outsmart his opponents, is willing to outfight them in anything, but Fomo is just power.
That's
powerful.
Right. And wait a minute, I was gonna say they were teaming up, but Funky Flossie immediately taking it to the champ. He is aware that he is in there with two dangerous individuals, and oh my god, Monkey flips Mamoa into Fomo-San. Then Fomo goes for the pinfall, and Mamoa barely kicking out at 2.
No love lost between these competitors, Sills. Everybody wants the win in this one.
That's right, and then Funky tried for a pin as well. Both of these JXT standouts teaming up together. And let me tell you something, I've seen, wait a minute. Funky Flossie says, no, I'm not teaming up with anybody. I am one man for myself. Taking out both Mamoa Curry and Fomo-San. Tibbs, this looks like a night for JXT as we eagerly await our 4th entrant. And Tibbs, it looks like a man that Funky Flossie has had some disagreements with. It is Konnor time, baby!
That's right, Sills. The immediate battle, the war between who wants to wield the pink and blue more, which I honestly think Funky wears better, but...
That Mamoa just jumped over that motherfucker and speared Fomo out of his boots, and Fomo-San still manages to kick out at 2.5, Tibbs.
He feels no pain, Sills. I don't know what it's going to take to put that man down.
Well, Mamoa's now got him up onto the top rope, knows he has to go for something big. As look, the two rivals, Funky Flossie and Ratboy Konnor going at it. Ratboy being tossed unceremoniously to the outside. Let's not forget, a few weeks ago on Monday Night War, Funky Flossie said he may not come out of this victorious, but he wants to make sure the first man eliminated is Ratboy Konnor, and both of these men are trying that right now.
Of course, Sills. We're in a war now. Honestly, we've got 4 competitors still in, and we got the next one coming just in a few seconds.
That's right, the 5th entrant into this match. On the way, it won't matter. They will both be wearing a black shirt and bleached blonde hair. It looks like it's my favorite of the two. It is the King of Flavortown, Guy Fieri, who immediately goes after Funky Flossie.
You know, I'd understand going after somebody in that color scheme, knowing the history that Guy Fieri has against Ratboy Konnor, knowing how much those two have just hatred of each other.
That's right. I mean, let's not forget the first ever King of the Steel City tournament. It came down to Ratboy Konnor and Guy Fieri. Guy managing to sneak out the victory, becoming one of the most prolific kings of Flavortown, the king of the Steel City. I mean, the word king is synonymous with Guy Fieri, who just tosses Funky Flossie into the turnbuckle. And now he's going to the outside, taking on Ratboy once again.
That shows you, Guy Fieri, he's a perfect person to put in this match because he is such a powerhouse. He is so intimidating. He has a special kind of knowledge for the ring that it's hard to find in any other individual competitor.
That's right. Amazing interview we had this last Monday with Guy Fieri. He was very adamant about how disappointing it was to win this match, how his station in JWF has become Felix balls in, has become a bit of an embarrassment for him. But wait a minute. Oh, a big Momoan punch levels Fomo-San, and then Felix! Felix barely got into the ring before he eats a fisherman's spear, picked up, and then a second one wait a minute! Funky Flossie pins Fomo-San, taking out Fomo as Felix ball, barely kicking out at 2 3/4. And Tibbs, let me tell you something. I feel like if Funky and Fomo weren't distracting Shibata with their pin, Felix ball would already be out of this match.
Absolutely, 2 straight spears. I mean, Mamoa Curry's got his own reasons for putting Felix ball out of this match, and they're the same as mine. He abandoned us. He abandoned the 2 of us in our time of need, but now he's going for a pin on Funky. Nothing.
That's right, taking him out, and then a big neck breaker levels Funky Flossie as Guy Fieri and Mamoa Curry, the 2, I guess you could call them JWF originals, take on the new arrival from JXT. But I mean, Tibbs, let's not forget Funky Flossie. At this point, he's got to be the most impressive man in this match. He pinned Fomo-San, a man who, I'll be honest, I thought he was about to go the distance all the way to the end of this match, but Funky Flossie with that one maneuver managed to take him out. But unfortunately, one maneuver might be all it takes to take out Funky as Mamoa hits the Momoan punch and levels the man from JXT. 1, 2. Oh, Funky out at 2.
And Funky Flossie is showing a special type of utter amazement in this. He has survived stuff that you would not think possible of a normal human being, and he's shown that he is capable in a match like this.
That's right, as he takes the champion. Oh my God, just Russian leg sweeps him right onto the metal. But wait a minute, Guy Fieri goes after Funky Flossie. Both of them going after one another. Big chop levels the Funk Master. Meanwhile, in the ring, going after one another is Felix Ball and Rat Boy Konnor.
But you gotta see that hatred that Mamoa Curry has for Felix Ball.
Yep, as he immediately went for a roll-up, but Felix kicks out. But decides to go after the Rat Boy instead, bounces off the ropes, and spear! Spears him out of his boots. 1, 2, 3! And on the outside, Felix Ball with a big boot levels Funky Flossie as Guy Fieri picks him up and hits the food fight. Leveling Funky Flossie, goes for it. 1, 2, 3! And Tibbs, how ironic is it that the 2 men who came into this, the biggest rivals, Rat Boy Konnor and Funky Flossie, end up leaving the match at almost the exact same damn time.
That's right, Sills, and now you've got 3 giants of the JWF. As much as I hate to admit it on Felix Ball's part, these 3 men are some of the most amazing competitors you could see in a ring.
That's right, and you can see Guy Fieri. Guy Fieri knows his spot in this match. He knows where he's at. He's aware of the fact that he is in there with 2 champions, the captain's champion in the form of Felix Ball, and then of course the JWF champion. He knows this is his spot. This is his spot to take. But unfortunately, he eats a back body drop from Felix Ball for his troubles.
And you gotta wonder, Felix Ball, of course, he's wanted something for a long time. He's wanted something that many men covet, that many men need and desire, but it doesn't look like he's gonna get it.
That's right, as Felix Ball just gets... Oh, wait, I'm sorry, that's actually Guy Fieri getting clotheslined into the mat. Felix Ball trying to work over the arm of the champion, but eats a few shots to the gut for his troubles. And then a big...
Felix Ball trying to take advantage of Mamoa Curry being preoccupied with Guy Fieri, but it doesn't seem like it's worked out in his favor.
That's right, and now going after Felix, but guys actually getting in the way, which allowed Felix to take advantage. Both of these men going after one another. Guy unceremoniously just tossing Mamoa Curry to the outside, and oh, wait a minute! Massive backbreaker on Felix Ball, who gets picked up by Fieri, and gets fit a knuckle sandwich from Guy Fieri. Goes for the pin. 1, 2, 3.
Here we go, Sills. This is it. Guy Fieri, Mamoa Curry, 2 giants. 2 immaculate.
And wait a minute. Oh my God! Oh. Another knuckle sandwich to Mamoa Curry. 1, 2. Oh, Mamoa kicking out at like 2 3/4, Tim.
Oh, that shows just how much Mamoa Curry wants it, Sills.
That's right, the crowd chanting, "This is awesome," and I have to agree with him. Guy Fieri, the man who thought he didn't have a spot in the JWF, the man who said he would earn his spot here in this company, is earning it right now, going face to face with the champ, and oh my God, ducked the Momoan punch and picks up Mamoa Curry, slams him to the earth. Guy Fieri's gone for the pinfall. 1. Ooh, Mamoa can get out at 1.
That's right, Sills. You gotta put Mamoa down if you want to put him down, but Guy Fieri, he's the kind of person that can do it, but Mamoa Curry is just such a... I mean, among anything else, he's a god. He's been resurrected. He is at full power. You've got to really be able to throw him to the mat.
That's right, and Guy Fieri wisely working over the neck right now, trying to slow down the momentum of Mamoa Curry before climbing to the top rope. Guy Fieri, he's got fire in his eyes, in a burning in his heart, and he's getting ready for it, Tibbs. Not usually a high flyer, but maybe it'll... Oh my God! I was about to say maybe it'll pay off, but unfortunately not, as Mamoa Curry stops him off at the pass with a Momoan punch, and he backs up into the corner, Tibbs. He might be giving Fieri seconds. And unfortunately for Guy Fieri, he put up a valiant effort. He came into this match believing he didn't have a spot, but I believe he earned it tonight. But oh, unfortunately, the champ proves once again to be just a little bit too strong. Goes for the pinfall off the spear. 1, 2, 3. And just like that, Tibbs, Mamoa Curry, god of the JWF, he's going to Wrestlepalooza, and God willing, he is going to kick the Leviathan's ass.
He started this match, Sills, against some of the most dangerous opponents that we could throw at him. Mamoa Curry, he has overcome it all.
That's right, and I mean, let's not forget Guy Fieri putting in a valiant effort. Fomo-San in his first real match here in the company, putting on an amazing display. Funky, Flossie, all of them. Ratboy was there too. They really brought it in this match. And Tibbs, let me tell you something, there might be spots at Wrestlepalooza for damn near every person in this match.
Honestly, Sills, this is just a testing ground. Mamoa Curry may have won, but it is a proving ground for all of these men who have shown that they are worth the time and they can pull it out when they need it.
That's right, Tim, but there he is holding that championship, and you see the championship weathered, losing its luster, of course, when it was used to resurrect the Leviathan last summer. But Mamoa Curry is looking to restore the sheen, restore the honor to the JWF Championship when he goes on to face the Leviathan in the main event of Wrestlepalooza for the JWF Championship. And Tibbs, let me tell you something, that's going to be a battle that is not to be missed.
Can't wait for it, Sills. It's going to be just another amazing match in a series of amazing matches.
That's right, but of course, who knows what's waiting at Wrestlepalooza for our tag team champions, the men known as the Wild-Eyed Southern Boys. They had an amazing defense tonight against the VWO. There are numerous moments where I thought the VWO had it, but of course, Sam Adams with that massive elbow leveled the Hammerman at the last minute, getting them the victory. And of course, we know they're going to have to defend those titles at Wrestlepalooza, but who knows what against? And then, of course, who knows what's going to be next for the Dynasty, for Blake Tanner, for the Dylan, for, of course, Scotty Moore. We know there's going to be fallout from this match tonight. It's just a matter of seeing what the hell's going on.
Can't wait to see it, Sills. We've set up a lot for our biggest show of the year.
That's right, Tibbs, and in order to follow us on our adventures to Wrestlepalooza, you can find JWF Monday Night War on the Fight Boys podcast, wherever great podcasts are to be found, ladies and gentlemen. So, of course, make sure to check that out. But, of course, until next time, he's been Captain Tibbs. I've been Silver Spoon. This has been Expiration Date, and we will see you next time.